I was a decades-long low back pain sufferer, and there'd be times when it would get worse, there'd be times where it would get better, but I was never pain-free. I found that I couldn't do some of the basic things I like to do, work out with ease, go for long walks with ease. Going to the movies was out because sitting there in one position for 2.5 hours was impossible. Towards the end, it actually got very difficult for me to get up out of bed. So can you imagine, you wake up in the morning and you dread it because the idea of stepping out of bed is just going to cause pain. The real shame of it for me was we had a grandbaby. I couldn't hold him for long without having pain in my low back. And then when he started to be able to crawl and want to play on the ground, he'd always kind of hit the ground wanting me to sit on the floor with him. Well, if you've ever had low back pain, sitting on a hard surface is just kind of sends shivers through you. It's so painful, and I just couldn't do it. I did get steroid shots. I did have, physical therapy, the heavy dosages of muscle relaxants. Some of them gave me some temporary relief, but it was always temporary. I had been seeing a really terrific orthopedic surgeon, and he had recently become involved with the Intracept procedure, and he started to tell me about it. This procedure just sounded like, oh my gosh, is that really possible? How is it that with this non-invasive technique, you can, eliminate your back pain? So I, like you do with any surgery, shut my eyes and then came back and woke up. And my doctor came in and he told me what a great success I was, that everything seemed to work. By the next day, I was up, walking around, I was like, oh my God, well, it must still be the anesthesia because I can't feel the pain anymore. And I'd convinced myself that the pain was going to come back, but just to a lesser degree. Another day went by and I'm like, okay, the anesthesia's gone by now. I don't have that pain. This is like crazy. I did have a little bit of soreness, just the puffiness from surgery, but I was bending. I was getting up out of bed with no problem. I was walking around the house with no problem, and I was still in awe that this can't be. Like, when is the other shoe going to drop? When's the pain going to come back? And I think it wasn't until I was about 3 or 4 weeks out, because then I knew everything related to the surgery and the medicine was gone, that I was truly, I can't even put into words how I felt, because my life changed. Since the procedure has happened, I've really been able to experience life as I've always felt like I should. Completely free to move, to run, to get up, to exercise, to run around with Gabriel, to lift him, to go on travel. My husband and I have been taking trips we weren't able to take before. And I never give my low back a second thought now. And it's just, I'm reminded of how bad it was before, because I literally went from decades of pain to being, for me, completely pain-free.